Welcome back, guys, or if you're new to my channel, this is Automotive Anonymous, and about a week ago I made this video where my wife and I were deciding which Subaru Forester do we buy. Do we buy a 2024, which is the last year of the 5th generation, or a 2025, which is the first year of the 6th generation? And I'm here today to tell you that we reserved a 2025. It's actually in white crystal pearl paint like this. It's a premium with the black seats. This one specifically is a 2024 brand new base model, so it's basically the closest example I could find just to demonstrate with today's video. But it's being built basically any day now, and it's going to show up likely in about a month. And so let's talk about it. For probably the last 2 years now, we've basically known that a Forester would most likely be her next new vehicle from when she drove one about 2 years ago. But my wife has had the same car for 8 years since she bought it new, and it's served its purpose, and it's time to upgrade to something a little bit bigger, a little bit more safe, and with all-wheel drive, especially in the crazy winters we sometimes get. So the Forester was top of the list. Plus, if you guys follow my channel, you know I've owned a couple Subarus, and I was converted from Toyota trucks just because I find the value to be in Subarus. But anyways, guys, there were a few other vehicles that we thought about. My wife also drove a RAV4, but she thought it drove and felt too heavy, and it had a little bit of a blind spot problem compared to what it felt like getting out of the Forester. And then the CX-5, they feel solid, they feel really well built. They're also assembled in Japan, but the problem with that is the back seat's just not quite big enough for what we want this vehicle to be. This is going to be her daily driver. It's going to be our road trip car, at least half the time. And it's something that we plan to keep for at least the next 8 years. In this country, in a lot of cases, you vote with your wallet, so what you buy is likely what's going to continue to sell. But Subaru has already announced that they're getting rid of the infotainment system that this generation had, which has the physical knobs for HVAC and just kind of the center console, the dials, the display that I like. And they're going to the bigger 11.6-inch screen. But my wife doesn't seem to care. She doesn't fiddle around with her phone or with the display while she's driving, so she'll set it when she's parked and when she's not moving. So if it doesn't bother her, then it's her car, so it doesn't bother me. But I do like the way that this base model is set up. If you guys haven't seen a base model, I should probably do just a quick walk around review of this. Not a legit review. I did one of those last year on the 2023, and overall it's mostly the same. But if you haven't seen that video, I'll do a shorter video for this walk around when I'm done filming this one right now. But ultimately, like, if you guys want to buy this one, Twin Falls Subaru, they'll ship anywhere in the country, and it's $28,000 for the base model. You can look at the Monroney sticker here. You can see it has all the same safety features that most of the Subarus have. 5-star crash test rating, top safety pick plus, really good MPG, $29,000 after destination and delivery. So it's going to be below MSRP, and they didn't order with anything that you don't want on this specific example. So it's one of the best values you can buy, whether you're going to get a $28,000 base model or a $40,000 touring. But personally, guys, I don't feel like you should ever have to buy an extended warranty and feel like things are going to fail. If they are, why are you buying it? Why are you supporting the company? And although Subaru CVT transmissions and all their electronics have been exceptionally reliable for 99.5% of people probably, I don't ever want to pay 10 grand out of pocket for a CVT failure. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I'm not going to be the person paying 10 grand for that, because when your vehicle's 5 years old, out of warranty, if you have a $10,000 repair bill, you might as well count your $30,000 Forester base as a total vehicle at that point and just part it out, which sounds obnoxious. It sounds really sad. It sounds like I'm making stuff up. But for that reason, I did decide to get an extended warranty, or we will be purchasing one on this vehicle for how long we're going to keep it for, just so that there's no stress, there's no surprises down the road. Basically pay once, cry once, and then there's no surprises later on. I'm hoping that I'm not projecting my concern on anyone else, because I don't want you guys to worry about your current or future Subarus and feel like you need to do that. But that's just the best decision for us. For the peace of mind, I think paying $1,000 for that extra warranty is going to be worth it. And thankfully, Twin Falls Subaru again is hooking us up. They're doing about the best deal that they can on both the vehicle and the warranty, which is why I so strongly recommend them. They've been nothing but great through this whole process. Ultimately, there were a few big deciding factors on why we decided to go with the brand new 25 Forester, even though that's the first year of a new generation. And sometimes I wouldn't recommend you do that compared to buying the last year of the current generation. But some of those reasons include Subaru got rid of the thermal control valve situation, which is basically an electronic thermostat. It sits underneath the intake runners, so in between all of those sides on each side of the boxer engine in the middle, and it basically controls how much coolant goes through the system. The problem is, with more electronics, there's more failure points, and Mr. Subaru did a really good video just about a week ago on how that is a big issue for some Subaru owners. Thankfully, there is a bulletin, and Subaru is going to replace that for a lot of people if it fails, but it's not something I want to worry about. I hate transmission problems, as previously mentioned, and in a lot of my other videos, and I don't like coolant issues either, whether it's coolant leaking, head gaskets, anything like that, any questionable reliability involving coolant, I just don't like, because coolant destroys engines, and if it fails closed on that electronic thermostat, you're going to need a flatbed tow to the nearest dealership to have that fixed, which thankfully Subaru will fix that under warranty. Or if it fails open, which it's more likely to do, your vehicle just won't heat up all the way, but you can still drive it. But it's just not a problem that I'd rather have. And then this is me correcting a wrong. I said last time, a week ago, that all of these are made in Indiana, but it sounds like the first year of these are going to be made in Japan. You can tell because the VIN number, the first letter is J on the VIN of the brand new ones. And in the US, the first number would be a 1 or a 4. So the very first year of the new generation Forester is going to be made in Japan, to the best of my understanding. But then the second year for 2026 is when they're going to move over to Indiana, to Lafayette, where the Legacy will no longer be produced, because that will give Subaru in America the capacity to assemble these. So the first year of it, if you do want it, it's built in Japan, and it has no more electronic thermostat. So those are two big wins in my book. But another big reason is because I am a part-time automotive journalist, or whatever you want to call what I do, making YouTube videos about cars. I'm also a Subaru owner, and most car reviewers on YouTube are not Subaru owners. In fact, very few are. And I've had a Crosstrek, I have an Outback Wilderness, and now we're going to have a Forester. So although I won't be the main driver of it, I am going to do a couple dozen videos on it over the next year to give you guys my first impressions, everything that I experience, and just how it does, how its MPGs are, where it shines and where it might have any downfalls over the current 5th generation. So with that said, if you guys have any suggestions, if there's any videos that you really want to see or topics you want me to go over, comment below and I'll plan out those videos. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of stuff with it to really showcase it for you guys, but also to, if there are any issues that develop, I want to be one of the first people to try to report those and to warn you guys, because if you're going to spend even $28,000 on the base model, that's not an easy decision. You guys worked really hard for that money, and I want to do whatever I can to help you guys make the right vehicle buying decision for you. So, like I usually say in a lot of my review videos, don't just buy whatever I'm reviewing in that video. Test drive the competition. Go to multiple dealerships. Make sure that you guys are doing the right thing for you. And with that said, if you guys like this video, please consider liking this video. If you want to watch more stuff like this, comment, subscribe, do all the things to follow along with the journey. And until next time, hope to see you again. See you guys.